as considered the marketing savior for the sport.
So many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out.
WNBA players are upset over Caitlin Clark's lucrative offer from a European team, feeling they too are entitled to bigger contracts. Many believe they deserve more pay, pointing to their longer tenure in the league compared to the rookie sensation.
Physical, Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all.
Caitlin Clark's move abroad could spell trouble for the WNBA. As the highest paid player globally, she'll finally gain the respect she deserves in a league that values her talent, away from players hoping for her downfall.
It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular.
Why would Caitlin Clark stay in a league where even her own teammates turn against her? Following the news, Nalissa Smith was seen laughing with DJ Carrington about the viral eye poke incident, highlighting the lack of support Clark faces.
Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You're a troll. You're a troll. You did? I did not poke you. Did you do it on purpose? I did not poke you.
Caitlin Clark's own teammate, Nalissa Smith, was caught laughing while DJ Carrington mocked Clark by mimicking her and saying, "Did you do it on purpose?" Shockingly, Smith didn't defend Clark, leaving her isolated even within her own team during this viral mockery.
Like, well, hold on, man. This woman is booed up with the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. They're making videos making fun of Caitlin Clark in the eye poke. What is the Indiana Fever doing?
Caitlin Clark's team has shown little support, instead promoting Nalissa Smith's season highlights with no sign of backing Clark. With opposition players making it clear they don't want her in the WNBA and her own teammates mocking her, Clark now has even more reason to leave. She should accept the EuroLeague offer, leaving the WNBA desperate and begging for her return once they realize what they've lost.
If Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Caitlin Clark's contract with a European team isn't just another move. It highlights the disparities in opportunities between certain WNBA players and those attracting attention overseas. Her decision has stirred strong emotions within the league. Despite being a newcomer, Clark has already drawn international offers that even established stars like Aya Wilson haven't received after years of dominance. For Wilson and other top WNBA players, the lack of comparable deals underscores a frustrating gap, leaving many feeling overlooked by both the league and international teams.
To the degree of Caitlin Clark being on that basketball court and people watching her, but nevertheless, rising tide lifts all.
For Aya Wilson, the frustration over Caitlin Clark's move isn't just about Clark landing a European contract, it's about the message it sends to the rest of the WNBA. Wilson has long believed that being the league's MVP should carry more weight than just a title. In her view, MVP status should guarantee the best opportunities in both contracts and recognition. Yet now she sees Caitlin Clark, who hasn't played nearly as long or achieved as much in the professional game, receiving offers that someone of Wilson's caliber believes should be hers.
That laid the groundwork, that deserve shine as well. Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
We don't have Andrea.
Remember, you got
we don't have any of the women, Chanae. They'll come back on. We'll revisit this conversation.
Aya Wilson's frustration runs deeper because it exposes a harsh reality in the WNBA. Skill and accomplishment don't always translate into financial reward. While Caitlin Clark was still in college, her games were packed with fans eager to see her play. Meanwhile, Wilson, despite being the league's MVP, hasn't drawn the same level of crowds at the WNBA level.
12 million people are watching ESPN for a game. If that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching.
DJ Carrington's animosity toward Caitlin Clark is no secret. The two players have a history, and Carrington's resentment came to a head during the infamous eye poke incident that left Clark with a black eye. Instead of showing remorse, Carrington chose to mock Clark, further escalating the tension between them. This public display of disrespect wasn't just a one-time incident, but a sign of the deeper resentment Carrington has long harbored toward Clark.
Even know her name, Nalissa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams. She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark. People know her name. She has no gratitude. She has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, we ain't doing.
Carrington's resentment likely stems from Caitlin Clark becoming the face of women's basketball in a way Carrington hasn't. While Carrington is a talented player in her own right, she hasn't reached the same level of fame or success as Clark. This has fueled bitterness, only heightened by the eye poke incident. To Carrington, Clark's rapid rise to stardom feels like a personal slight, an overshadowing of her own hard work by someone she feels hasn't paid the same dues.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular. It doesn't mean it wasn't growing in popularity over the last 2 to 3 years. But 3 years ago, WNBA was an
What's most troubling about Carrington's behavior is the way she seems to relish Caitlin Clark's misfortunes. Instead of apologizing for the injury, Carrington mocked Clark, suggesting she takes pleasure in seeing her suffer. This goes beyond professional rivalry, it's personal. Clark has had to endure Carrington's resentment and disrespect throughout her time in the WNBA. Adding to this, Nalissa Smith aligned herself with Carrington's hostility. After the eye poke incident, Smith was seen laughing with her girlfriend about Clark's injury, showing a complete lack of empathy. Such behavior is shocking, especially from professional athletes, and highlights a deeper issue within the league when players openly find amusement in a colleague's injury.
Above board, it doesn't matter what Nalissa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person that's making us all.
This level of hostility is deeply concerning. The WNBA is supposed to be a league where players support one another and work together to elevate the game, yet instead she faces open animosity from her peers. This creates a toxic environment where players aren't just competing on the court, but actively working to tear each other down. Clark's injury wasn't merely an accident, it became a symbol of the hostility she faces from players like Nalissa Smith and Dejonai Carrington.
Those who think it's funny, could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark, 2 white girls, made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the truth.
Caitlin Clark's frustration doesn't end with her interactions with other WNBA players. It extends to her own team, the Indiana Fever. In professional sports, a team is meant to provide a safe and supportive environment where players trust one another, collaborate, and stay united in pursuit of success. But for Clark, the reality has been far from supportive. Instead of rallying around her after she was clearly the victim of a physical incident, the Fever appeared indifferent, failing to publicly defend or even meaningfully acknowledge the situation.
Hey, she's lucky this UConn team isn't healthy. And that's a true statement.
That's wrong, Molly.
Monica?
That's wrong, Molly. Molly,
like
it's excuses.
5 top players,
it's excuses,
am I right?
Molly. It's excuses.
Major injuries.
You would not be saying that if it wasn't UConn.
Major stars not playing.
Listen, excuse me,
go.
it's her against Caitlin Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
you
A.
got there.
Wait a
No,
minute.
want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if
Paige
Georgetown
Becker-
gets back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Paige Beckerson basically missed 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlin Clark the way we are.
For Caitlin Clark, this must have felt like a betrayal. Not only were her efforts being sidelined, but her own team seemed more interested in celebrating others' achievements than protecting one of their star players. This situation raises serious questions about the Fever's internal dynamics. If a player like Clark, who has brought unprecedented attention and value to the WNBA, can't count on the support of her teammates and coaching staff, it points to a much deeper issue. A team should create a bond that supports players both on and off the court, yet in this case, Clark's colleagues chose silence or shifted focus elsewhere. The message was clear. Her well-being and contributions didn't carry the weight they should. This lack of support goes beyond a single incident, reflecting broader problems in team culture. For any athlete, especially one of Clark's caliber, feeling isolated or unprotected by your own team can be emotionally draining. Moments like this can shake a player's confidence, creating feelings of alienation that impact both performance and overall happiness in the league. For Caitlin Clark, it raises the question of whether the WNBA, and specifically the Indiana Fever, is truly the right place for her career. Why remain in a situation where her own team doesn't appear to support her? This incident adds another layer to her consideration of playing in Europe. Not only would she likely earn more and face less hostility from opponents, but she might also find herself in a more supportive, respectful team environment. European leagues are known for treating their stars with care, attention, and the resources they need to thrive. For Clark, the Fever's lack of support could be the final push that convinces her to make the move overseas. The WNBA has long struggled to compete with other major sports leagues, and losing a player like Caitlin Clark, who has drawn in new fans, could be a devastating setback. Her potential move to Europe raises a larger concern. If one of the league's brightest stars can leave for better opportunities abroad, what's stopping others from following? The WNBA risks watching its top talent migrate overseas, leaving fewer stars to attract fans at home. Clark's departure could become the tipping point that sends a league into a downward spiral, threatening to undo years of hard work and progress. This is bigger than just Caitlin. It's about the future of the WNBA itself.